Good. Here we are. Okay, so we are continuing our cycle of sales, or sometimes I like to call it the cycle of sharing. I don't know why I'm like such a lingo person. Hey, what did I say? Yeah, I'm a lingo person. Like, I don't know, the word sales, recruiting. I've always thought of them differently as like, I'm just sharing. Um, I'm just talking to people about doing this with me. And so when we go through the cycle of sharing with people what we have here, there's kind of like, I don't know if an art is the word, but there is kind of a format that you can follow and a process that you can go through. So last week we talked about the pre-approach. So pre-approaching is background information. What can you gather about the person you're going to talk to before you go to talk to them? Can you find out if they have kiddos, or do they work, or some of these people you might have known for a while, you might have gone to school with them in the past, you might have worked with them, you might live next to them, so you might know some background information just from knowing them over the years. Some people are complete strangers and you might not have much information at all. But I tend to just do a little research, I guess we'll call it, to try and find out information about the person. So when I go to actually approach them and I go to talk to them, I kind of know how to direct the conversation where I'd like it to go. So in the approach, there's two different markets. You have your warm market. So warm market is people that you know, that you've already built a relationship with. Oh my God, the chapstick. Okay. Warm is like your friends, your coworkers, your family, people that you've already started building a relationship with. Cold market is like, you probably have never talked to them before, ever. Cold market could be like if you're at a restaurant and it's the server, or if you're in line at the grocery store and you start talking to the person behind you, or you go to the park and you meet a mom that you've never met before, or you're on a Facebook group and you just kind of see some people that look similar to you as far as like their lifestyle and maybe they have kids and dogs and crazy life too, but you don't know who they are. That's your cold market. So what I like to do is going into conversations, having the background information. I really like to do what I call like make their day. My goal from like my first conversation isn't to get a sale. It's not to get them to order. If they want to order right away and we get to that quickly, so be it. But I like to just go into conversations of like, this is my friend. This is someone that I just want to get to know more. Somebody that I want to establish that relationship with. So, oh my, the door's open. It's distracting me. There are some scripts that you can use. I personally am not like a script person. I like to be natural. I like it to just flow. I like to voice clip. And so there are some scripts that you can use, but if you have the mentality going into a conversation of like, I just want to make their day. I want them to feel happy that I messaged them. Hold on, let me close this. Okay. I don't want them to be bothered. I don't want them to think I'm bugging them, which if you go into a conversation thinking you're bugging someone, you probably will bug somebody. So if you go into a conversation thinking, no, we're just going to get closer and we're just going to become better friends through this conversation, you're going to seem more natural talking to that person. So let's talk about your warm market. These are people you already know. So when you go to approach somebody, now you can do it online or you can do it in person. Kind of depends, what the setting is. A lot of what we do is kind of online. So if you're like online, let's say we're online. I talked to you guys last time about the RCM. react to their post, comment on their post. And now we're going to talk more about the message part, getting in the messenger. So hopefully they see notifications from you. They know you if it's a warm market. And then when you go into a conversation with them, I kind of just approached it of like, hey girlfriend, oh my gosh, it's been forever. How are you doing? Update me on life. That's kind of how I start a conversation. Or I say something like, I was scrolling Facebook and you came across my news feed and I realized I haven't chatted with you in months or years. And I thought, let me stop by and just see what's new in your life. So I try to ask them like, update me on life. How are you doing? Now, they might go to your page and see you're doing Bravenly, and they might assume and think, oh gosh, she just wants to sell me something. And they can decide if they want to respond or not. But if you just open the conversation with some open-ended questions, not a yes or no kind of question, more of like, update me on life, then they can tell you whatever they want to tell you. Now, sometimes these conversations can like go for a while. Sometimes they seem a little stale and stagnant, right? With that, we'll go more into that when we talk about the introduction, asking good questions of keeping the conversation going. I just want to talk about like approaching the people. So let me share some scripts with you that you can use and that I have used in the past that have really helped if you're absolutely like, I don't know what, I don't even know, like I feel weird, like even just starting this conversation. Okay, so I use this program called Teamzy. I absolutely love Teamzy. It is a CRM system where it tells you, you put in your income goal, like how much you want to make for the year. And depending on that, it tells you how many people you need to reach out to a day. And you can actually log it on here. You can upload your contacts from your social media on here. I think mainly just like Facebook, or like if you meet somebody, you can put their name in there, their information, and it's a way for you to keep track of your contacts, right? And they will go into this like funnel of how, you know, how many prospects, potential people who have never ordered before you need to reach out to a day, how many customers you need to continue to follow up with, how many brand partners you need to check up on. So anyways, on here in our Power Hour, like these are like some names, right? Clearly this is from a while ago, 2019, when I inputted this person. And so let's say Lauren Chapel, right? I could skip her, whatever. But if I want to reach out to her, I can go and find a little script. And I've definitely used these in the past. So here's one. It says, you would change your name, obviously, to Lauren, like, hey, Lauren, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome. That's it. Simple, right? You can say, hey, Lauren, it's been a while since I checked in with you. How are you? I hope all is great. And you can say this in a voice clip, or you can just say it in a little message. Hey, Lauren, I saw you cross my Facebook feed and thought I'd say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome. See how you're just kind of checking in with people? You're more along the lines of just seeing, how are you doing? How are you? And sometimes people haven't been asked, like, not just like, oh, hey, how are you? Not like a blanket statement, like some people ask, but like if you really ask like in a tone of voice, you're like, Lauren, oh my gosh, I haven't talked to you in forever. How are you doing? How are you doing? Sometimes people don't get asked, how are you doing? And if they're like, oh, I'm great, great. Life's awesome. Life's wonderful. Just busy, blah, blah, blah. I might follow up with and be like, that's amazing. I love that. But like, how are you really doing? Sometimes when you ask, how are you really doing? And you ask again, that's when people start to just like puke and unload on you. And they're like, oh my God, my dog's crazy. My kids are driving me insane. I'm crying in the closet. I can't even pee by myself. Like my husband doesn't even know how to do the dishes. Like I'm losing it over here. So when you ask them like, how are you doing? But then how are you really doing? That's when people like, I don't know. There's something about it, like, how are you really doing? We learned that when we were doing like coaching with the kids that we recruit to come sell books. Be like, how'd your week go? And they're like, oh, that's great. Okay, but how'd your week really go? I got bit by a dog. Someone called the police on me. Everyone slammed the doors. Someone threw my backpack and told me I needed to get a real job. It sucked, you know? So when you ask people like, how are you really doing? That's when they tend to open up. So anyways, here's just some ideas. Like I can always share this in our chat too, but they're super simple. Like Hey Jane, just wanting you to know that I'm rooting for you and would love to help. If you see someone, maybe they're complaining on their Facebook. That's a great one to send to them. Just want you to know I'm rooting for you. I would love to help any way I can. Hey, I've told people to like, hey, I got a prayer list going on. Just want to reach out. Is there anything I can pray for you? And add them to your prayer list. Um, there's so many different ways you can approach people. Just staying in touch so I can help you achieve your goals. You know, some of these might be more of like follow-ups. Yeah, the other ones were the connects, the other ones were follow-ups. So if you have a make their day attitude with approaching people and you just want to make them feel better, I think it takes away the ickiness of like, I want them to order something from me. You can do that with your cold market too. If you meet someone in a Facebook group, let's say it's like the GSP puppy group that I'm a part of, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I saw you have a GSP puppy as well. Like, how are you doing over there in puppy world? How are you really doing? You know? And don't be afraid to just send a message to someone you don't know. Because what's the worst that's going to happen? If you are just introducing yourself, saying like, hey, I'm Kristen. I saw you in that GSP puppy group. I wanted to say hi so that way we can get through this puppy stage together. I can always use a friend who understands. Um, a way that I approach people that is my, because I'm still kind of trying to talk warm market in person is, you know, let's say you're chatting a little bit. Let's say I have a play day at the park and it's some ladies that I know, and I really want to tell them about our brew. Honestly, most people ask me about it because they've seen me on my Facebook and they see me post so many times and they'll be like, so how's it going? How's your new company going? How's your business going? It's amazing. I love it. I don't know what I would do every single morning without my coffee. You really got to try it, girlfriend. You have little kids too. I think you would love the energy you get from it. That's kind of how I start my conversation and approach it with them. If they don't bring it up, um, people probably say in a conversation like, oh my gosh, like, oof, chasing these kids around. We're always busy. We got T-ball, it's baseball season, baseball's wild and crazy. And then I'd be kind of joking, like, well, girl, you need to get yourself some coffee so you can make it through the whole day. Um, or I always talk about the coffee, so that's kind of my go-to. Um, you know, if you kind of joke about it and just kind of throw it out there, why not? A lot of times if I am approaching my cold market, let's say I'm at a vendor event and I don't know any of these people, I start with a compliment. I like to compliment people and say, girl, I love your shoes. Where did you get them from? Tell them you love them, but then ask the question. So then they have to respond to you, right? If you're out and about and you're just trying to make a friend, you're just trying to add to your network, right? You're just trying to add another connection. Compliments go such a long way because you automatically make people feel better about themselves and you make people feel good about themselves. Like, girl, your hair is so cute. I love it. Like, you know, maybe they did a bun or something. Like, how did you do that? My hair is nappy. I need help assist out here, you know? Um, I've been in line so many times at the grocery store and I'll see someone who's buying protein and I'll ask them while we're waiting in line. I'm like, hey, I see you got like literally, I see you got that protein. Do you like it? I mean, they're buying it, so they're probably gonna like it, right? They're like, yeah, it's pretty good. I'm like, oh, what does it taste like? Does it taste good or is it chalky? Yeah, it's kind of chalky, but you know, it's protein. So I just chug it down because I know I need good protein. I'm like, have you heard of Ravenly yet? No, I never heard of Bravenly. Oh my gosh, girlfriend, you got to check out Bravenly. Our protein is amazing. It tastes like melted vanilla ice cream. Plus, it has 5 different collagens in there, multivitamin, pro and prebiotics, digestive enzymes. It's like 6 products in one. Like, I don't know how you haven't heard about it yet, but here, let me show you my little QR code. And I'll pull up my app with the QR code in it. And on your little appy thingy here, if it hurries up and loads. Anyways, like right in the middle, there is the virtual business card. And I have them scan it. and it can go straight to your, it goes straight to your link. And then you're like, just type in, BFF, right? I've literally met moms at Target who I can tell are like losing it. And I just relate to them. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I totally feel you, girl. Like if they're like yelling at their kids, I just say something like, oh my God, I feel you. I got 2 boys, they're 4 and 6. They are wild. I totally understand. Hey, this is gonna sound so crazy, but I don't know if you've heard about Bravenly before, but I take this mushroom coffee and it helps me with energy all day so I can keep up with my kids. Have you heard about it yet? People are gonna probably think I'm weird. I don't care. Will I ever see that lady again? If she denies me? No, I'm not. But what if I can change her life? What if I can help her? Um, I kid you not, there's been so many people that I've met, like, just, y'all just go hang out at Target in the kids' clothes section. Them kids wild, they run everywhere. Walmart's okay too. I mean, there's some people at Walmart, but I just feel like Target's quieter and I can talk to them better. Walmart's kind of loud. I don't know. It's just me. I do talk to everyone. I know I asked Manny before this, I'm like, Manny, tell me all the things about approaching. He's like, what are you talking about? Like, you are the queen of approaching people. You talk to everyone. I'm like, yeah, but now it's become so natural at this point because I've done it so many times that it just doesn't bother me. But in the beginning, trust me, it did. I felt so awkward. Like, just, I mean, first knocking on doors was awkward. But then like talking to someone about a product, but if you love it so much and you believe in it so much, you're like, what if I can help this mom not scream at her kids? What if I can help this mom not feel depressed on the couch? What if I can help this mom not cry in the closet because she's overwhelmed? What if I can help this mom and her husband get intimate again? Like, that's what I think about. I just think about how can I help this lady? Like, if she looks like she's stressed and she's losing it with her kids at Target, let me tell you about my brew. It's going to help you, or the calm. Yes, calm, the calm caps. Like, if she's like pulling her hair out, I'm like, I don't know if you've heard of like calm capsules. I know a chill pill, huh? Right? It's funny. They make them. They're real. That's a real thing. I got to tell you about it. Let me show you. Have you heard of Ravenly yet? I always ask, have you heard of Ravenly yet? No one. They're gonna be like, no, never heard of it. I mean, every once in a while, maybe. But there's like 450 people in Texas that have joined Ravenly. Probably haven't heard about it yet. And so we got an upper hand with that. So I just kind of asked, have you heard about it yet? Now, if you want to just cut the BS and you want to go past all the fluff, if you haven't rebuilt relationships yet, that's what you should be focused on. You should be focused on like getting those relationships going again, getting talking to people again. But if it's someone like your best friend and you like have talked to them every day and you want to bring it up, just be confident in your approach. If you are confident, they're going to feel your confidence in that and be like, okay, Jessica, it is your time. You need to check out this Bravenly thing. Like, it is on a rocket ship, and I feel like you really should be a part of it. Just come check it out. Can you watch a Zoom? Can you watch a video for me? Can you watch a 4-minute video for me? 4-minute video. Like, people can watch a 4-minute video. Use those tools, right? Another way to approach that I learned from Eric Worre is if I would you. If you haven't read the book GoPro, like we should really do a book study. Is that what it's called? Book club? I don't know. If we were book club, if we were to pick one book to start with, that is the book. And you can get it on Audible, so you don't have to actually read it. But girl, don't you tell me you're out. You can listen to the book. You can listen in the shower and you can go chapter by chapter. GoPro by Eric Worre. He is like the godfather of network marketing. That is the book that I learned the basics with in network marketing, and it's timeless. Like, it's skills that you can always use in network marketing. Oh my gosh, so cute. So if I would you, this is a way that you can invite and ask people. If I showed you a 4-minute video, would you be able to watch it tonight? If I invited you to our Facebook group. Would you be able to take a look at it by Friday? If I were to get you on a Zoom with our team, would you have time available tomorrow? What other tool do we have? If I were to give you a call this afternoon, would you be able to chat for 20 minutes? If I would you, you're asking a question where they can be like, okay, so I'm doing something right. If I were to send you a testimonial, would you be able to read it? Hopefully they can read. The if I would you, I don't know why it works. It does. If I were to invite you to our 3-day online behind the scenes sneak peek, would you be able to accept the invite? If I were to stop by your house and give you a sample, would you be open to trying it? If I were to invite you to an event we have on Friday, would you be able to be my guest? Right? If I would you, if I would you. And that's a way you can ask that tool part and approach someone about this, because some relationships need to be built and rebuilt, right? Buzz, I know, so cute.
Okay, say hi real fast. She's got to say hi to you, dude. She's dying. Say hi.
Oh,
Hi,
hi, Blakely.
Okay, tell her good night.
night.
Okay.
Good night. She calls me Nemes. Hi, Nemes. I don't know what Nemes, where Nemes came from. We went shopping one day. We're down the aisles, and she's like, Nemes, Nemes, Nemes. I'm like, is she talking to me? It's funny. So, okay. When I approach them, one more thing, and then I'll stop talking at y'all, and then we can like chat. When I talk to someone new, if it is a cold market, I always find a way to connect with them. If I'm out and about and I meet somebody and I think they're awesome and they would love this, and I would love to, you know, have them on my team or just share the products with them, I always find a way to connect. And I ask the question, I kind of ask a choice of two positives. I'm like, a server, right? Like Maddie from the first restaurant we went to in Dallas before the local. Like, oh my gosh, Maddie, you seem like such a hard worker. We have to stay in contact. We gave her a sample. I'm like, let me check. I gotta check up on you. Do you have Facebook or Instagram? I always ask, do you have Facebook or Instagram? I used to just ask, do you have Facebook? And then I feel like so many times recently, people are like, no, I don't have Facebook. So I'm like, well, do you have Instagram? Do you have a cell phone? Do you have an email? Anything, right? But now I just ask, do you have Facebook or Instagram? And they got one or the other, and I got to connect with them some way. And then I find them. I'm like, cool, like type in your name. I give them my phone, type in your name, find yourself. Let me friend request you, and then let me send you a message so I don't lose this. Because if I just friend request them, it gets lost in the 5,000 friends. So I send a message and I'm like, hey, Maddie, so great to meet you at blah, blah, blah restaurant. You were an amazing server. So I remember where I met her because I'm going to forget. Or I try to get their phone number. A lot of people give me their phone number, but I don't straight ask for a phone number because sometimes I think they are like, that's weird. Why does she want my number? So if I ask for social media, they're more open, like, oh, cool, yeah, whatever. Like, I'll find you on like social is fine. So I always find a way to connect. If you can get their email, that's even better. You can add them to your email list and you can spammy pammy them as much as you want. I send newsletters, my monthly newsletters to my email list just to update on things. But yeah, email is good. I mean, if you find them on social, you can ask them later, like, oh my gosh, I got to give you more information on my mushroom coffee. What's your email? Let me send it to you. Can you send it to her in a message? Absolutely, yes. But you want to collect the email because you can always have people's emails and you can always rebuild your business no matter what if you have their email. So anyways, okay, I think that's all I had on approaching. I literally could talk all night. But I want to open the floor up if people have questions, if maybe there's been a certain situation and you're just like, this happened and it was weird. What would you have done? Go ahead and ask away. Oh, Maria, you read a book. How are you really? I didn't even know there was a book. That's awesome.
It is such an amazing book, and it will literally get you in your feel, and you're like, have to sit back and actually question yourself, like, damn, I never really thought about that. Or like being really cognitive of like how like in tune with your emotions, and it will break you down. It is definitely a book that you have to accept to fully read and soak it in and go through the motions with it, because with your mental health, it opens up so much. It really does, and it helps you break through a lot of chains that you might be holding you back on things. And when I read it, I honestly, the first time I read it, I couldn't get through the first like 2 chapters. I was like, "Okay, this book is really making me feel so much worse than I think a book should." And then I read it again and I was like, "Wow, that's actually you have to have a different perspective when you read it."
Mm.
And you have to be like, "Okay, how am I really? Like, am I really okay?" Because anybody can simply ask you that question, but when you actually sit back and think about it and you put yourself in your own shoes and be like, "Damn, am I really okay? Like, am I really good?" Because what I read is that it's everybody's feelings and emotions always people always tell you like, "Oh, your feelings are valid. It's okay. Like it's okay to feel that way." But it's like sometimes feeling certain ways can actually be more depleting than others. Like it can actually be doing you more harm by you just self-inflicting negative thoughts in yourself. So it's like you have to really sit back and just be true to yourself and be like, "Okay, let me really come to terms with life." And it might be dark, but it is one of the greatest books I think I read.
Hmm. I mean, it's something about like that word really. Like, how are you really? How are you really doing? People are like, well, she really wants to know. I'm gonna tell her how I'm really doing. And then just like open up. And it's okay because that helps you then navigate the rest of the conversation and how you can help them with what's happening really. I mean, now as if it's something that's like super traumatic, like maybe a serious health issue or like, I don't know, I don't know, like a divorce or I don't know, a lot of things going on. Do I think products will solve that problem? No, they're not going to solve the problem of someone getting divorced, but they might make you feel a little bit better going through all that. It might make you a little bit happier, just a little bit more positive. So, yeah, I love when people open up to me, and I've had so many people tell me like, I don't even know why I'm telling you all this. Like, I don't even really know you, but I'm just sharing my whole life story with you. I know they do it to Brittany too. And they're like, I just feel so comfortable with you telling you all the things. You're just like, well, thanks. Like, it's safe with me. We're here for you, each other. But I need to check out that book.
I was just gonna say real fast, she mentioned about, sorry, I have 100 things going on right now in my mind.
Mhm.
She mentioned about talking to anyone and everyone and how I put that in the chat. And y'all, when I first became friends with Kristen, I thought it was so fucking weird. Like I was like, we're at Dollar Tree and this bitch just flipped a sale at the cashier. And this was prior to me even entering network marketing, right? But she does it so flawlessly and she talks to everyone and she can turn like a conversation about this pin into a whole ass sale for 12 products that like that stuff just comes naturally to her. But it's like getting out of your own comfort zone and just stepping out and doing it is a lot easier said than done. But the more you do it, the better practice you get. And like she said, if you never see these people again, who gives a shit? Like when are you gonna hang out with the clerk at Dollar Tree again? Probably not gonna happen, because I bet when you go back, that Dollar Tree clerk probably still ain't gonna be working there. Because people flip jobs like they flip pancakes. I mean, I do at least. I don't know about everybody. But yeah, no. So don't be scared to talk to people. Literally the worst thing that could happen is they make you feel stupid. the best thing that could happen, they're the 1%ers that come in here and change your business for the rest of your life. So, I mean, when you put that in your mind and you're like, this one person I talked to could literally take me to the next level, why wouldn't you at least try? Because if you're not trying, you can't fail. But also, if you're not trying, you can't succeed. So talk to everybody. There's no one off the table.
Yeah, you never know, like, who needs this and needs you to open your mouth and tell them about it. Because there are people praying for what we have out there. And if you don't tell them, someone else is gonna tell them about something. Everyone's selling something nowadays, right? Like, everyone has an opportunity. And I feel like we have the best one out there, so I kind of have to save them, I feel like, at this point, to like not be sucked into something else that might not be as good. So, in Lavelle, I had a girl who was 12K and above. I think she was doing about 20,000 a month. I met her on an airplane, you guys, an airplane. And I'm not gonna lie, I was talked out at this point. I had left an event. I had like spoke to so many people. Like, my brain was just like depleted. And I really wanted to go on the plane and sleep. Brittany knows how I sleep on the planes. Put it over my head. No one talk to me. I'm out. Okay, this is my time to sleep on the plane. That's me. Yeah. Don't want planes are, I sleep so good on planes. I don't know why. And so, this girl, I'm like, but I had to put a sail in. So I'm like texting away and I'm like voice flipping this lady before we're taking off, before I lose service, blah, 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 blah. Okay, finally get the order in. I'm done. I'm going to take my nap. The girl next to me starts talking and I'm like, oh, I don't want to talk right now. But I mean, she looked like she worked out. She was like in her probably late 20s, early 30s. Like, I'm like, dang, she is like my ideal like person, like my ideal prospect. So I'm like, all right. She's asking me, she's like, so what are you doing on your phone? I'm like, oh, I work from my phone. And she's like, oh, well, what do you do? And I'm like, oh, I represent a company with nutritional products. Oh, I love fitness and nutrition. What products are they? I'm like, oh, this girl trying to have a conversation. Okay. So I tell her a little bit, like half-assing it, like not even really going into it. And she's like, is that what that sticker is on your arm? Because I wore the stickers. I'm like, yeah, it's Thrive. Have you ever heard of it? No, tell me all about it. But like, why is the black strip? Like, what is that about? I'm like, asking all the questions. So I tell her, and I'm like, okay, let me get your contact information. Like, you know, I have a 2.5 hour plane ride and she's we're talking, got nowhere to go. So I have to talk to her. Anyway, long story short, she joined my team and, you know, did 20,000 in sales a month. So you literally don't know where you're going to find your next person. I feel like I found people from everywhere. A lady from the park in my neighborhood, Molly. She used to do Synergence and she was over it, but she wanted health and wellness. And I think she became like a 4K. It's just, you never know where, what in the heck? Oh, it's the cat on the window. You never know who you're gonna meet and who's gonna be your next director or your next VP or EVP. You never know. Like, you never know. Don't have them limiting beliefs. Don't go into a conversation with the limiting belief thinking, oh, they'll never join me because I've never done this before, or I've never been successful in this before, or I'm not, you know, as cute as that person, or as fit as that person, or as rich as that person, or as poor as that person, whatever the limiting beliefs are that like hold you back from even approaching someone because you get so far in your head that you just don't even do it. And I get it because we probably approached someone and we got hurt. And that pain stings. And we don't want to go back to the hurt, and we don't want to go back to the pain, and we don't want to go back to those feelings of people denying us and telling us no. And the rejection sucks. It does. Like, it sucks. Trust me, I've been through so much rejection in my life. But once you get to a point where you don't give a fuck and you don't care anymore, the rejection becomes numb. Like, it just becomes numb. Like, if they reject me and they laugh at me, cool, peace out, mofo. I'm gonna find someone who like is interested. And there's like billions and billions of people in the world. So if Becky doesn't want your protein, go find Sally who does. You just keep going through people and know that a no is not a no forever. It's just no for now, right? Like I just approached my girl today and I was nervous. Like this is like one of my top leader from my last company who's still there, who I know she's, not happy there. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not allowed to do this, but I don't really give a crap. Come after me because I believe in you and I know you would totally love it here. I know you would love like that God is at the center of everything and that is who you are. You have to take a look at this. I was afraid she was gonna reject me and be like, oh my God. She would never turn me in or anything or whatever, turn me in. Come after me. But I still get nervous approaching people. Your chicken list, it can be scary. It can be scary. I have a list wherever my other notebook went of my chicken list. These are people who have like had millions a month in sales in other companies. And I'm like, are they gonna listen to little old me? Who am I? I'm not Brittany Beck. I don't know. Who cares? Who cares? Who really cares? If they tell me no, then whatever. Like Tara, the girl who brought me in to Ariel, I was like, oh God, I never asked Tara. She would never do this. Like she's got her own thing going on. She's doing great with wherever she's at. And Ricky's like, but what if she's not? She probably thought you were doing great at Lavelle and you left. I'm like, you know what? You're right. You're right. What's gonna hurt if I just ask her, like, hey, are you open to other opportunities? That's how she approached me. She's like, hey, are you open to other opportunities? That's all she said. And I was like, if I trust the person, I'll listen. Rest is history. I left a multi-million dollar team and thousands of people to start over. So you never know. Okay, so the goal is, because I gotta leave us with some homework. The teacher in me is like, homework time. No. I'm really gonna challenge us. Nikki's like, I hate you. Before we go to bed, before we sleep, oh, take the picture, because we're doing it. We're going to approach 3 people. 3, we can do 3, right? Anybody. Find 3 people in your phone, your contacts, on your Facebook, wherever. And we're going to, let's just keep it simple with our little easy scripts, okay? I'm not even gonna like make it hard for us. It's gonna be one of the easy scripts that are like, here, let me grab a couple of them. Hey Jane, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome. You can find a Jane if you want. Replace the name. Don't forget to do that because then that looks real bad. Hey Jane, it's been a while since I checked in with you. How are you? I hope all is well. Oh, right. I'll put it in the chat too. Feel free. You can use the script. You can do your own and just say, Leanne, Jenny, we've been besties since 9th grade. I'm gonna need you to come do this with me. Come on, girl, let's go. You can just cut to the chase if you want. It's up to you. If you want to just, hi, Jane it out, or you can Jenny it out and tell her to just join you. I don't know what any of that means, but it sounded funny.